haven't really gotten to much. So we have that vocal tract. Great. Now that's the inhale. What is the next part of the cycle? The resist. Exactly. The resist. So we have the inhale and then we're going to do the resist. Who can give me the 5 points of the resist? Sternum. Solar plexus. And then pelvic basket. Back. Or the ribs, I should say ribs. And then the So let's do the Thank you. So we're going to feel a little bit of and I always find this helps the beautiful tone. This helps the onset. Ready? 3-part breath that you just practiced with. Now we're adding that little bit of mouth setup. And go. Excellent. Down a half step. Mouth set up and go. And keep them separate. So you can kind of feel, just engage this. So keep the 5 separate. Down the half step. Mouth set up and go. Right. No, I'm exaggerating. I'm going, which you're not going to want to do, but it's more subtle than that. But I just want you to be aware. Great. And then we have the resist. So we're going to go back to an A. I mean the assist. So we'll do e, ah, oh, ooh. Don't get to that point. And go. Make them separate. Make them separate. Make them separate. I'm hearing the reason we want to make them separate. There's one spot. Checking. Oh. Well, that was the best. Oh. Ooh. So you're going to check all 5 spots. And just do them together. Ready and go. Good. Nice. And stop when you need to. Very good. Never get to the point where you're up a half step. Very good. Add the little from the front door. And now, see how fast you can go. So the dorsal, thoracic, well, it's the whole thing. Dorsal, costal, and the drop. But now with the setup, and now faster. Ready? Go. Wow, some of you got some serious lungs going on in there. Great, good, and it didn't even sound like that. Great, good. Does that help review those, the breath cycle? And we're going to add a little bit of that, because half the time, or maybe 3/4 of the time, we have to do a quick mouth breath. And we're going to set it up from the front door in, but don't forget to go to the 3-part breath. Good. Good, 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 good. Take a look, please, at handout 2. just a really quick review. And we've already done the bottom of the page, the mouth breathing, the silent breath. I do hope I don't know if we're live. Okay. Oh, good, we are. Yay. All right. Sorry, we got a late start there. So we have the mouth breathing, that same thing, just the setup from the front. Okay, good. So, sorry. All right, turn that sheet over. Handout 2. And we have a couple, again, just really quick reviews of common breathing errors. You can go over that yourself. And again, the tanking up. Why do we not want to tank up? Everyone do this. And then what are you going to want to do? Right. So you never want to tank up. You don't want to top off. Make sure you fully inhale. And then rigidly keeping the ribs out during any of that rigidity. Just keep thinking appoggio, float, maintain, suspend. And the ribs are immovable. They are not. They're very flexible. They are not the ribs you find on the desert floor or after you've had your meal of ribs. Okay. Okay, breathing energy, imagery, just use with care. You can review them. Those are things you hear people say. Belly breathing. I like to do this because the reason I prefer the pelvic drop into so that you don't get this. And whenever people think of belly breath, that's what they do. They stick this out. So we want to drop in and keep this stable. Drop in. Drop in. And then later we can use these abdominal muscles for the assist. Great. Okay. We did those exercises, except we did E, A, A, O, U. And let's go back to the bottom of that page and let's reverse it. And this goes down, U, O, A, E, and back up. So everyone start on a G. Do you see where I am? At the bottom of the handout 2 on the other side. Ready? But we're going to descend and go. Ooh. And just once. Good, that's just once. So no repeat yet. Ready? Do that again. Can you open it from the front door? But don't forget to use your 3-part breath and go. Ooh. Resist. Stop. Good. And up a half step. I'd love to feel a little more resist. It's kind of like this. Ooh. I'm going to hand these out, bungee cords, pass them around, so you feel that appoggio, appoggio, appoggio. Okay, and just pass them around. And here we go. From the front door, and go. Yes. Good, and this time we'll repeat it, and you may have to go to your assist. Ready? Open the front door, and keep repeating. Yeah, keep repeating. And then you stop when you need to. Great. Up another half step, one more exercise, and go. Ooh. Oh, no, it's a little different. Now it's a little different. We're going to change pitch, but you still have to have the appoggio, because I'm hearing ooh, oh, ah, eh, and you hear the quality changes in my voice. and I tend to pull in. Don't want to pull in. I want to leave it out. And again. Ooh. Yes. Keep repeating. Good, 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 good. All right. And everyone read with me the bottom of that page in the box. And even while you're speaking, watch. This much is certain. So you're going to do that same open mouth, open vocal fold breath with a high palate. And go. Inspiration, that's your resist. That is your resist. Great. Now we're going to go quickly to handout 3. Take a quick look at that larynx. Everyone pant like a chihuahua. And put your hand on your larynx. Right. Now pant like a Saint Bernard or a Great Dane. Now pant like a golden retriever. That's a good position. You don't want to be too low. Now, I would like you to sing, let's do I Love to Sing, and I want you to have your larynx in a chihuahua position. Okay? How about a G? Yeah. And do I Come to Sing, because I want a high tongue. And get your chihuahua position, but you can still do the same breath and go. Great, you're ready for Broadway. The sun will come out tomorrow. But that's how you change it. You want a poppier sound. Somebody give me a pop song or something, some line from... Give us one, Jacqueline. Taylor Swift. But listen to pop singers. You can feel that their larynx is high. All the single ladies. So everyone bring your chihuahua larynx and go. Right. And the other thing Rachel is doing is her mouth is spread. And that will also raise your larynx. Now, do the Great Dane. Yes, and you'll feel not only usually that goes down, but the tongue goes down, and like a. This is Aida. I mean, not Aida, but Wagner, Lohengrin. Anyway, so now pant like a golden retriever. And start, danza, danza, fanciulla. Ready? Right in that, so that's where you leave your larynx. Kind of low-ish. Great. And we did the thyrohyoid space where you find your larynx, you go up a little bit, you find a gap. Do you feel the gap in there? On the sides primarily. And right above that is the hyoid bone. Okay? You can kind of massage it around and do some sirens. Does your larynx go up? See if you can keep it not from going up. Yeah, use more of this. Great. All right, down to the bottom, thyroid cartilage tilt. Would you all sing, boo-hoo? That's what you want. There's that boo-hoo that Jacqueline mentioned many times before. It's that fake one. Right. So when you sob like that, actually, if you go up to the larynx pictures, the one on the left, and right above the trachea, you have a cricoid cartilage. Do you see that? Go from the bottom up, and then you have a cricothyroid muscle. Do you see that? So the third one up from trachea, and it's this muscle right in here. It's this muscle, and it's really cool. I can take this muscle off. It's that one. And what it does is when it contracts, this whole thing tips down. So go alongside, just about where those are, right, kind of right alongside. They're going to get shorter, and pinch them shorter, and go, boo-hoo. That's going to tip the thyroid cartilage. Now let's do again, let's start with a C, and we're going to sing, where are you going tonight? And I want you to just put your hand on both sides, contract that muscle so that the Adam's apple tips down, and go. And don't forget your breathing, okay? Try that again, and that was really different. Great, up a half step. So you're contracting this. Careful, do not tip your head, because that's different. It's just a muscle in here, and go. What's so good about it is I don't hear, where are you going tonight? I just hear a nice, where are you going tonight? It doesn't sound like, it sounds like the same voice from top to bottom. Up another half step. And if you take a quick look at the very, very bottom of that page, that is what you're doing. See how that arrow on the right-hand picture of the thyroid cartilage is going down? Well, those muscles are what's doing it. Try that again on this pitch. Keep your head high. Breathe in from the front door all the way down to the basement, and yes, and it helps prevent this too when you think of this just tipping down. One more, and breathe in. And just a question, are you on your resistors the whole time? Try that again. And make sure on the notes down. It was beautiful. Where are you going tonight? And we deflate. Okay, so I would recommend, Joe Estel has things called effort numbers. Okay, your first efforting is maybe 5 or 6, and then it goes to a 3 or a 2. You're going to stay on 5 or 6, maybe go to 7, 8, or 9 toward the end. One more time. Up your effort level, and go. Better, 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 better. Good. Turn that page over, if you would. Yes?
Can you do a boo-hoo as a chihuahua versus a boo-hoo?
Oh, there's a question. Yes, you can, because say I want to do this, but I'm going to turn them down a little bit. So I add a little warmth by tipping it. Rather than this, which sounds a little strangled. And then, okay, that's the chihuahua. And then I'm going to just shorten this shorten this and tip it a little bit so I can have a little more warmth. The pitch is kind of high for me. So I can have a little more warmth and it's thinner folds. So not this. It also helps with thin folds. This, yeah. You can almost do anything, as long as you kind of know what you want to do. Try that. Everyone do a chihuahua and do, again, where are you going tonight? And do that. Oh, wait. Not nasal, not nasal. And. Now, shorten these, tip to the boo-hoo, but keep your larynx high. And. That's acceptable. Now, lower the whole larynx to the golden retriever, and then tip and go. Yes, lower it just a titch more and tip it a titch more. And. Right, so you hear the difference? You can do anything you want. You color it. Yeah. Freddie, is it possible to do Zoom tonight? Thank you. Good. All right. Now we're talking about the vocal folds, which are inside that larynx, right behind. You see those pictures up there? On the upper right, the vocal folds are attached to right behind your Adam's apple to these little arytenoid cartilages, which are like puppet string masters. We have onsets of the vocal folds. We had onsets of the body. Now we have onsets of the true vocal folds. Would you give me a G? And let's do E, A, A, O, ooh. No, just the E, A, A, O, ooh without the run. And this is uh-oh. Everyone say uh-oh. Uh-huh, and go. Good, and that's it. And see the picture of the vocal folds right there? They're just tapping together. And then aspirate, they're apart. He, hey, ha, ho, hoo. Try that. And then the balanced he, hey, ha, but do them separately. And beautiful. That is beautiful, right on pitch. Excellent. Now, number 4, true vocal folds, body cover, what we do while we sing. Would you sing, I'm so, no, first do, the first one is slack. Just go, the Geiger counter, and rock and roll, yeah. And generally, you don't want to do it too long. It's a little fatiguing, but you can do it. It's not going to kill your folds. Then stiff folds. So your folds are like this, and the arytenoids are going, and you're holding them apart. I'm so tired. Try that. I'm so tired. Yes, and the hand sign is just like this. And do that. I'm so tired. Now we're going to put them together thin. I'm not tired. I'm not tired. And you see the picture of thin folds? They're just on that little edges. And now thick folds, insistent, and the sign is this. I'm not tired. I'm not tired. And of course, that's your belt. That's your belty song thing. Sometimes I have a student that when she goes, and we tried this a little bit this morning, when she went really high, I suggested do stiff folds. Not thin, but stiff. I'm so tired. Everyone do stiff but high. What note is that? Go higher. Let's go to an F. I'm so tired. And everyone do stiff folds and go. But not so thick. And stay on thick. My fault. And go. Did you hear that, altos? You did it. You did it. Because we have to thin out our folds. We can't do, it's hard to do high notes on thin is good enough. Sometimes add stiff if you're not used to it. Almost impossible on thick folds. How high can you go on belt? On belt? Uh-huh. Everyone do, I'm so tired on the belt. Good. Now, thin. And there are degrees. You can have a belt at an effort of 5. You can have a belt at an effort of 10. You can have thin, thinner, thinnest, all these variations. Great. And I had a student, today I said, so what body cover are you on? And they went, oh, really? I have to think about those things? Yeah, sometimes it helps, especially if you're cracking. Great. Let's do number 5, consonants that help square the folds up. A V and a K. So we're going to go C, ki, K, ka, ko, ku. And I'm really tired, so that was pretty bad. So you do it better than I do. Ready? We're going to do thin folds and go. That's it, that's it. And do that again. Beautiful. And then, of course, the other one, V, V, fa, fo, foo. A V helps, and go. Good. So we know what our vocal folds are doing, because a lot of people sing like this. V, ve, fa, fo, foo. Kind of in their mouths instead of V, ve, fa, fo. You hear the difference? So I'm singing on my vocal folds. So one way to find them is stiff. I'm so tired. There they are. Sometimes a little cracking, a little slack. Oh, there they are. And then you sing with the breath. Excellent. Handout 3, continued. Priming the folds with gentle chord clicks. Go back to that. Think of a whispered. Feel them? Feel them clacking together? So we're going to do bri, 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 bra, bri, bra, bri, and we're going to click. So we're just getting them ready for that closure. Ready? Try that. In. Click, 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 and go. Yes, and go up a half step, and. Click, 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 and go. Yes, so you see how easy it is to do those high notes? Because your vocal folds do them, not your mouth. Good. Number 7. Give us a G again. It's all in the key of C. So we're going to go like this. And what that is, S is unvoiced. Z, the vocal folds come together. And then we sing a vowel, and back to the Z, and the vocal folds are together on pitch, and then they're apart. So everyone do this on the S. Ready? And. So if they ever talk about voiced or unvoiced consonants, it means the vocal folds are together or not. Let's do an F and a V and an O and a V and an F. So here we go. They're not together. And a V. Right, not a Z. Just put your lip here. There's your V. Right, try that again. F, and. Tov. Excellent. And then let's do the shh, shh. And I can really feel the folds come together on that one. Here we go. And shh. On pitch. Yes, so ZH is on pitch. And then oo, zh, and one more time, up on the same pitch, everybody, and go. Ooh, zh. Excellent. One more vocal fold, and this is sort of what we did before. It's that little bit of tip. Everyone's saying, no, I don't wanna. Not nasal. I don't wanna. It's the same boo-hoo. So now in this, we're going to sing wah, wah, I don't want to go. Try that. And so play our pitches for us. Good. And remember how we tipped it? By shortening these muscles. And go. Now, isn't that nice and strong? Right? Now, we're going to just have a little, as Julia says, a teaspoon, maybe a half a teaspoon of the wine, and W-H-I-N-E, and go. Okay, I want it to be a little darker. Go to the retriever, the golden retriever larynx position, and go. All right, some director said, oh, I want you to be evil and even darker. So bring your larynx down even more, but don't push your tongue down. And go. Right, so you can change the color of your voice. And we're not going to do retracted false vocal folds tonight because that's a whole nother issue. Good, getting some idea of what happens in your larynx. Now let's sing. And I'm going to trade places with Jacqueline, if I may. Great. Oh, I forgot. Take your mirror. Oh, I forgot. Almost forgot. Now this tongue, the tongue is up in the vocal tract. And I'll do a handout for the whole vocal tract. Vocal tract goes from your glottis, right there, all the way to your lips. And I like to think of it as a question mark. Goes up here, behind the tongue, up to the palate, and out to the lips. All right, so take your mirror. Oh, it's broke already. Hey, ooh, be careful. Be careful of your mirrors. So grab a mirror, take a look at your tongue, stick it way out. Now put it back and keep that hamburger patty in there. And put a pickle on the top. Preferably a kosher pickle, as in the letter K, K. Or a gherkin, K, G, G, G. Do any of you have a big groove in your tongue? If not, if you do, just keep softening until you get rid of the groove. And now here's another caveat. When you do that, try not to do this with your mouth, because that's a whole separate body part. No hitchhikers here. No parasites. Now, keep that, and I love that. That yawn means the palate's wanting to go higher. You're getting used to that space, and you yawn. Now we are going to do danza, danza with the mirrors. With the mirrors. So you need again, 2 or 3 hands. Great. Danza, danza fanciulla. Every time you get back to a vowel, get back to that pickle hamburger. Alrighty? And generally, the tongue, when it's, the tip is behind the back bottom teeth. Danza. Did anyone watch that little video of that little boy singing? Oh my God, that little tongue. And he flipped it perfectly for the L's. Ale, alleluia, alleluia. Like a little, here we go. Take a look at your tongue and go. Excellent. Now, just one thing, I heard a few gasps. So we want to do that breath from the front door, but faster. Very good. Let's do that again. Oh, let's stand so you get your alignment. Always check your alignment, even when you're sitting. And go. Front door. Front door. Excellent. From the front door. Front door. From the front door, but use your ribs, don't forget. Don't forget the pelvic and the diaphragmatic breath. Now do that again and look at your mirror. Some of you were looking. Remember I said, show me your stud? And go. You sound great. How does it, again, kind of things, I didn't hear any gasping. So people are opening the front door, but you're drawing the breath in. It felt like your pitch is excellent. Your tone is beautiful. I'm not hearing, danza, danza. You're singing in your vocal tract, on your vocal folds. Excellent job. Wow. Let's do a little bit of Bist du bei mir. Have a seat if you wish. And at some point we'll talk about articulation and where you put those darn consonants, but right now just keep that breath from the front door. From the front door. Oh, my phone. So give that a whirl. Lots to think about. So you still, from the front door, have that 3-part breath and then resist. And go. Good. And if you were practicing at home, you'd go, okay, I worked on that, I worked on that. Now I'm going to go to my vocal folds. What kind of vocal fold body cover do I want? Do I want thick? Probably not. Thin? Maybe thin, thinner? Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes you can get louder by using a little thicker vocal folds. Let's try zum Sterben und zu meiner Ruhe. So I went a little thicker to get that little crescendo. Try that. Second line, second note. Add a little bit of, okay, thin, little thicker, and then thinner. And one. Thin. Right, right. So you can do dynamics with thin and thick folds. Great. And let's go on. 2, 3. In fact, right now, don't sing, but just have your tongue where you want it. Breathe. Don't sing. And then breathe. Maybe a little thicker, not too thick. Thinner. Okay, so here we go. Page 1, second system, last 2 measures. And from the front door, but don't forget, it goes all the way to the basement, all the way to the public basket, and go. Excellent. And I'm going to ask altos, sing stiff folds on the high E, and try that a little bit on this. Sometimes what stiff folds do, it keeps you from going like this. Like, oh my God. So, add a little stiff on that one, everybody, and go. Careful, careful, careful. Can you add that little tip by contracting those cricothyroid muscles? And go. Much better. Now lower your larynx a little bit and tip it. And go. Was that more comfortable? So it's not gay. Yeah. So you have to shape you just shape your larynx. You are an instrument. Good. Let's do second system, last 2 measures. Stand, please. And now you're going to do the breathing, which you already know how to do, and you're going to pay attention to what's going on in the larynx. Good. Stiff folds. Excellent, excellent. I was just reading about stiff folds, and Joe Estel said sometimes you use them for high notes. It keeps the air moving, right? That I'm so tired. It keeps the air moving and it keeps you from clinching. Good. Ach, wie and put a little Y, gnügt, ach wie and what you do is you do an E tongue, but you wrap your lips around it, gnügt, gnügt, so you get that umlaut, really, gnügt, KT, gnügt, yeah. Really tight lips on the umlaut, and go. Uh-huh. Now breathe from the front door, but all the way to the basement. And more es drügt and drügt, a more the higher tongue with a round lip. And yes. Good. You want to do that again? Okay. Okay, letter B at the top of page 2. Front door breath, but all the way to the cellar, and resist. Inhale, resist. Excellent. Same words. My fault. 7th, and go. E or E. Good. Driegt and beautiful job, and stiff folds. Resist. Resist. Good. You sound fantastic. Are you comfortable-ish, ish? Yeah. And of course, everyone's different. Everyone here, some people might be used to singing too thick folds. Be still, especially, hate to say it, altos. Be still. Oh my God, I have to sing that high. What? So you tend to go, you're used to thicker folds because you sing on thicker folds when you're lower. And then sopranos, everybody's different. How many people start with a when they sing a glottal or a aspirate, and it's not quite closed? You all have your own habits. Great. So let's do, we did danza. Let us go to, please, Where'er You Walk. This is called a da capo aria. We were talking about it. A lot of Baroque works have da capo arias. This is from Semele. And what they do is they sing it through, they get to the end, and then they start it all over again. And it's usually not a page and a half. It's usually 5 or 4 pages, and you go, oh no, here it comes again, and this show's already been 3 hours. So, but what they're supposed to do is on the second time around, they ornament. So this is page 32, yeah. So the second time around, they might go, where you walk, cookie shelf and the glade. And they'll ornament, trees where you sit shall crowd into a shade. And they ornament it so it's like, oh my God, it's not the same thing again, is it? But it's a time for them to show off. All right, here we go. Check your alignment always. Oh, altos. I looked over and, oh, you get the gold stars for the day. Of course, you're in my sight line. Here we go. Again, that breathing, now we're setting up the breath from the front door, but make sure you go to all the way to the pelvic basket and resist after the inhale. Go. Inhale. Inhale from the front door. Resist. Hold it. Tip this a little bit. Remember, those little cricothyroid muscles are going to shorten and go. Yes. Tip. Now, I would like about 3 or 4 people to come up and listen. How about the Marliese and Brittany and Irene, come on up. Yeah. Great. Okay. And the reason I want you to do is I want you to hear. We're going to play a little bit. Start continuing on, and you won't sing, you'll just listen. First of all, you're going to see who's sitting nicely aligned. And then you get out your ruler and you snap their little tops of their heads. Okay. So I want you all to sing with a really high Chihuahua pant. And go. Now do a golden retriever pant. Check your tongue, please. Everyone look in the mirror. Get your mirror out. And bring your tongue a little more fronted. With the pickle on top. And go. Did you hear the difference when they just fronted their tongue? All you had to do is front your tongue. Great, great. Good. Thank you. That's all. Just so you start to hear the... Isn't it, though? Mm-hmm. 3 more people. Come on up. Yeah, Bernadette, Bonnie, and Rachel. Good. And we'll go on. This time, I want you to you're all going to gasp. Cool Kale, and do that. A real quick going on, and you're going to gasp and go. Now, did you hear the quality? Now, do the front and do your 3-part breath. A cool, we're at bottom of page 1, or 32, but the pick up to the very last system, the cool gales shell. See where we are? Okay. Okay, now you're going to do that cool gales with the resist. And go. Now, were you resisting at the last note? No. Exactly. Exactly. The pitch went a little down but wasn't the beginning beautiful? So you can't let up. Not if you want to earn the big bucks. Try that again and go. What happens on your tongue on Glade? Take out your mirror and see what happens. Glade. Does it get tight? A's, E's. It can be a really tight tongue. Once more. And go. That's better. Keep a vertical mouth. Was that a little better? Yeah, a little better. Yeah. So you want to keep your tongue loose. Great, thank you. And this is what I'm hearing. This is what I listen for in a lesson or in choirs that I'm hearing. Like, oh my God, why don't they just sing a little more vertically and it'd be a lot prettier? 3 more people. Yeah, there you go. That's fine. Okay, trees where you sit. Everyone, check your alignment. Ready? Start with a good breath. How should we do this? Would you sing with a really stiff, thick vocal folds? Ready? And go. See, the problem is you've done so much work, you're sounding good no matter what you do. Tree! How about, do the high larynx with really, trees, like right here. Don't tip. Don't tip your thyroid cartilage. Just do it straight. And go. Now we're going to tip by shortening the cricothyroid muscles. Tongue is going to be bleh, and use your good breathing habits. Go. Wasn't that gorgeous? And the onset of the sound was spot on. And that's what I'm hearing when I hear singers or choirs and then start listening to classical singers or pop singers and say, what are they doing? Trees where you sit. And they are anchoring their body. Trees where you sit. And they instead of our cricocartilage tipping up, it actually tips down and back. Hey! Yeah! Sorry. Oops, sorry. I forgot about that. Okay. All right. Good. 4 more. 4 more. Shall crowd into a shade. Okay. So if nothing else, you'll learn this darn thing. Shall crowd into a shade. Are you going to breathe between those, or are you going to just lift? Just a question, just a thought. All right, ready? Look at their alignment, everybody. Okay, a count. 1. Let's do. Oh, have your tongue go way back. Okay. Not on the bottom teeth. No hamburger. Groove it. Do whatever you want, and go. Groove it. Pull it back. Well, that's pretty horrible. All right. Now, hamburger tongue with the pickle on the top, and do your mouth from the front. Go. Resist. Now, any comments? Any suggestions? It is beautiful. Any suggestions, maybe? How are the last 3 notes? Maybe we could have used a little assist. Maybe just a titch. Try that, everyone. And go. Yeah, that just made it a little more vitality. Great, great. Thank you. 4 more. Who has not gone up? Nikki, did you go back up? You don't? Oh. Okay. Nora, well then all the more reason, Nikki. And Nikki, all the more reason to go up. Come on up, Nora. Yeah. Yeah, Patty. Yeah. You don't have to have the music. You could just do it by ear. And then let's finish. Trees where you sit shall crowd into a shade. And I want you to do the shall with kind of thick folds, okay? Starting with trees where you sit, okay? Everyone do, again, a little bit of a high larynx, a little bit of a groove tongue, and go. And go. Good. Drop your larynx a little bit. Tip it by shortening the cricothyroid muscles. You guys just get to listen. Yeah, you don't sing. You don't sing. Yeah. Right. So you just listen. And so now, chorus, you're going to, again, you're going to do a better breath. Trees where, add a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of stiff folds on that top note. Just a tiny bit, not too much. Definitely on this one. Okay. Tongue, hamburger, pickle on top. Breathe. In. Do that again. I saw trees, and that's a high larynx. Get that golden retriever larynx. And go. And breathe from the front door to the bottom. Assist. Yes. Great. Great. Everyone have a chance to listen? Great. Let's stand, and everyone stand and make a big circle. Make a big circle so the middle people come around to the outside. Oh, you come all the way around, yeah, around to the front, right. Mm-hmm. Perfect, that's fine. You can go now spread out. So you're not tied to each other. Bonnie, come on this way. All right. Oh, sorry, Patty, making you go too far. Okay, here we go. So all those same things, we're now working from the breath up through the vocal tract, now to the tongue a little bit. From the mouth down. Laryngeal drop. May I just make one suggestion? In keep those cricothyroid muscles shorter and give me a little more stiff folds. Right there, trees where you sit, second system, last measure, into, ready? And Nikki, can you share? And go. Right here, resist. Yes. Oh my gosh. Wow, was that ever beautiful? Because before I was getting in, you would shorten your vocal tract by raising your larynx. You weren't really on the vocal folds, you were in the mouth. They call mouth singing. Do that again. And notice the things you had to do it. And resist, resist. Resist more. Vertical. Wait. I want a little stiff folds. Prep from the mouth all the way to the end. That was the most beautiful E I've ever heard. Did you hear it ring? Did you hear the ring in the room? It was beautiful. So you had what they call resonance. Chakra. And that setting up the vocal tract is very important for resonance. Great, 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 great. Let's do sound the trumpet. Have go back if you would. Sound the trumpet. Now we can do that again. Remember how. And remember if, this is page 24, thank you. And remember how we got louder? What did we do to get louder? We did. Well, no, we did that, but that was just to keep the vitality of the rhythm, was the fiddle faddle. How are we going to get louder? Thicker folds. Or move the breath faster. If we want to sing soft, we slow down the amount of breath, even though we have very intense resistors going on. So we slow down the breath. To get loud, we can thicken the folds and move the air faster. So we have to start soft. So a lot of resist, especially take your muscles of your pelvic basket and just kind of twist them and say, I told you to be quiet. Say that. Now, do you feel the muscles down there? That's what you need to do when you sing softly. But don't do anything funky up here. No hitchhikers. Here we go. Sopranos, take it away and go. Right, now don't forget sopranos, we're going to go low. Sound the trumpet till the... Sopranos at the top of page 25 or top of page 4, just sopranos. Now it's going faster, so everything is going to go out the window, especially if you don't know it. So, sound the trumpet. And I have a lot of people that say, oh yeah, but I'll just let me get the notes first. No, you will get the notes better if you have good technique. It's amazing. The brain wants to sing well. Try that, sopranos, with good technique. And exactly. And altos with good technique, that's good breath, good closure in the vocal tracts, a little tipping, little tongue, and go. Now careful. So that goes up. Try that again. So just do your round and go. You got it. Now we're going to add the lower sopranos to it. And go. Exactly. Sopranos, let me hear yours again. Start slow and go. No. Just the round. And go. Now, when you sing that low, you're going to have to thicken your folds a little bit too. Try that again and go. Right, they call that mix. You're going to mix a little thicker. I had a voice teacher that said, well, Deb, just mix it. Well, anyway, whatever that is, I don't know. All right, so here's your note. Here's your note. Round and go. Got it. And you'll start to feel that it's going to be a little lower. Good. Let's do sound the trumpet till, and here's yours, alto. You start higher, and a 1. Now there's one note in there that we all sing together. What is it? The. Right. So if you all tune up on that the, and then you go your opposite ways, go back to your technique, all the way to the pelvic basket and resist. And excellent. Now let's go back to the bottom of page 24. Starting with the sopranos, good technique, tip, 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 and tongue. 1. You make the sopranos. Good, and let's do the whole thing from the beginning. Good job. And thicken. Resist. Excellent. And we'll do the rest next week because I want to talk about those fast notes next week. Excellent. Fly me to the moon. Now this one is in a swing 4 instead of 3. You might know 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's in 3. See it at the bottom, it says originally in 3/4. But this, and Jacqueline did this so expertly on the recording. So it goes 1, me to the moon, and let me play among the. So it's a swing, okay? Now I know, okay, this is more popish. Your larynx can be higher, your mouth can be spread. But I know a friend of mine never did pop because she said, "Are you kidding me? I have just spent 4 hours a day practicing this gesture, this position, and you expect me to dare go to anything else?" That's why I don't like to hear classical singers do folk or pop. It's just like, no, they've got that built in, and it ain't going to go away. Okay, so, but you, no, maybe don't go. Go to your more classical. So a little bit of a tipped larynx, a dropped larynx, but definitely no matter what style, usually it takes that breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Watch your breathing. Now, what would normally happen is the band would play. And do a little improvisation. Whatever it is. And then you would come in, watch your breathing. And then, but fill my heart, yeah. I saw a jazz class with Raz Kennedy, and the one thing he said to almost all the singers, almost every single one of them, he said, "You're not breathing." So even doing all of this jazz stuff, fill my, rather than fill, you're going to get that fill instead of fill my heart with, and it makes so much. Do your, from your front of your mouth all the way down to your pelvic basket and your ribs, and go. Now wait. See that funny little symbol? That's the coda. You have to go. Okay, altos, give me your stiff folds up there, or maybe even sopranos, but make sure you're resisting just a little bit. So let's do, in other words, here we go. In other words. Good. You're ready for the bars. Great, great, good. What's that? Yeah, the tip jar. Good. May we haven't done this in a couple weeks. Let's do we will live in peace. This is page 30. And now you can get to apply. Remember, we started this at the very beginning. We didn't do it last week, but now you get to apply all the things, the breath, the vocal folds. Where will you, like, we will live in. We might want a little glottal there. So notice, and then do you want to be on thin folds? Do you want to crescendo to a little bit thicker folds? And do you want to tip, and then your tongue? Together, everyone, the top line. And cricoid, shorten these guys. Keep them short. Little faster. Tongue. Use your mirror. Sit. Your larynx a bit. Sopranos top line, altos bottom. And thicken your folds a bit. Resist more. Yay. Everyone just do, hey, hi. Get back on your speaking voice. Great. Thank you. That was just grand. What a joy to hear you. You are amazing. Thank you. And if hopefully we'll get